Since starting this channel, I've created several videos on how to save money, money-saving hacks, and those types of videos, they do seem to be a favorite among people, so I'm always on the lookout for new tips to share. But of course, as time goes by, it does become a little harder to find unique tips that you haven't heard a million times, but occasionally I will stumble upon something that's new, or at least something that's new to me, or something that I don't think I've shared before. So today we're looking at a few additional hacks that you might not know about. But before starting, don't forget to like and comment for the algorithm, and also subscribe if you like these types of videos and you want to see more. So the first tip is to get help with student loan repayment. If you have a student loan, regardless of whether it's federal or private, what you might not know is that under the CARES Act, an employer can contribute up to $5,250 tax-free per year toward an employee's student loan debt balance. Now, this help was originally slated to expire on December 31st, 2020, but it has been extended through December 31st, 2025, so you still have about 4 years to get in on this. And again, it doesn't matter if you have federal or private student loans. You can take advantage of this help and you will not be taxed on the money. Now, you're probably wondering, why would my employer help me pay off my student loan? Now, the answer to this is probably obvious, and of course, they're not going to do this unless they're getting something back in return. And basically, the tax benefits, they aren't only for you, they also extend to your employer. So by them chipping in to pay some of your student loan balance, they will also get a tax break for their generosity. And just for your own knowledge, to benefit from this, your employer must adopt a Section 127 educational assistance plan. This next tip can help you get into national parks for free. If you're an outdoorsy person like myself, or maybe you want to become one, exploring national parks is a great way to enjoy nature and scenery, and it's also great for mental health. But many of these parks do charge an entrance fee, about $25 per car, give or take, which isn't too bad, but the cost can add up depending on how often you visit. Now, these parks do have a few fee-free days per year, but then you have to deal with larger crowds, which might take the fun out of it. However, if you have kids, you might be able to get into national parks for free, because there is a program that will give fourth graders a free annual pass to national parks across the country, and the pass is valid from September 1st through August 31st of their fourth grade year. And the best part is that one pass covers the entire family as long as you arrive in a single car. So if you have a fourth grader, you can get the pass from everykidoutdoors.gov. And in addition, if you're a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident with a permanent disability, you're also eligible for a free lifetime pass. Another tip is to get 90-day prescription refills. If you regularly take medication to treat a chronic condition, your doctor will likely write a 30-day prescription, which you can refill every single month. That's pretty standard. However, what you might not know is that it is almost always cheaper to get a 90-day supply of medication compared to a 30-day supply. And the savings will vary depending on the drug. But from my research, switching from a 30-day supply to a 90-day supply could possibly save you about $80 to $200 a year. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot to really get excited about, but if you think big picture, that savings, that could be thousands of dollars in the long run, especially if you take multiple drugs or you're trying to manage multiple conditions. So talk to your doctor and see if this is an option to not only save money, but also time. Another tip is to freshen up your black jeans. A simple pair of black jeans is probably one of the best additions to any wardrobe, especially since they never go out of style. But even though they're pretty much always guaranteed to be in style, they're not guaranteed to maintain their color, and sometimes it really only takes a couple of washes for them to start to fade. And this isn't limited to black jeans. This can really happen with any black garment. But if your black jeans are still relatively new, it almost does not make sense to shell out money on a new pair just because they're fading too quickly. So before you spend money, one thing I read that might work is to dye the jeans instead. This is really simple to do and you don't need a lot of stuff. Basically, with water, a bucket, and some fabric dye, For $3 or $4, you can breathe new life into your black garments. Another tip is to download the CVS app. Now, we all know that buying certain things at pharmacies can be more expensive compared to going to the grocery store or maybe Walmart, because with pharmacies, there's pretty much one on every corner, so you're basically paying for convenience. But regardless of whether you love or you hate CVS, I do recommend downloading their app and joining their rewards program, especially if there is a certain item, maybe a particular cosmetic item that you like to buy, yet it tends to be on the pricier side no matter where you shop, because once you join, about every other month you'll receive a 40% off one item coupon. I received one this past February, and before that I got one in December, and I always use my coupon to buy this Neutrogena face moisturizer that I am obsessed with. However, the stuff isn't cheap. It's pricey everywhere, including Walmart, Target, and Amazon. So whenever I'm running low, I always use my 40% off coupon, and I end up getting the best price. Another tip is to block websites that you can't resist. When it comes to saving money, I always encourage people to be honest with themselves, because I feel that not doing this contributes to a lot of overspending, and part of being honest with yourself is recognizing your triggers, and for some people, online shopping is a major trigger. Now, there are a few ways to deal with this, such as not saving your credit card or debit card information and unsubscribing to emails. But that's not all you can do. You can also block certain websites, and the steps for doing this will vary depending on your device and browser. But basically, you can just go into your settings and you can look for anything that says something about maybe content or privacy restrictions. And from there, you can just enter any URL of the website that you want to block. Now, obviously, this is not 100% foolproof, because you can always just go back into your settings and unblock the site. However, it does provide a little bit of a barrier that can slow you down. That way, you can take a moment and really think about whether or not you should make a purchase. Another tip is to split entrees. If you enjoy eating out with your significant other, but you're also trying to save money, another thing that you can do is split entrees when you eat out. But don't just split the entree. Ask the restaurant to put the food on two separate plates. We used to do this all the time, and quite often when we received one entree on two separate plates, the portions of our side dishes were almost always the same as ordering two separate entrees. Now, obviously, if you're splitting something like a burger or a steak, you're not going to get a bigger piece of meat. But if you're splitting something like a pasta dish, or maybe the meal comes with like sides, maybe fries or something else, I promise you, sometimes they put a little extra on each plate. And I don't think it's intentional. I think that when you're in the kitchen and you're making plates and you're working quickly, it's just second nature to put equal portions of a side item on both plates. And the final tip is don't buy anything in person. And if you choose to, you can also turn this into a money-saving challenge, where for 30 or 60 days, you don't walk inside a store. Whether you have to buy food or household items, it doesn't matter. You'll make the purchase online and have it shipped to your house, or you'll pick it up curbside. And this is the perfect challenge if browsing is your downfall. I'll go to the grocery store for like one or two items, but as far as actually getting a cart and doing all of my shopping in store, I have not done that for years, and honestly, I do feel that that was probably one of the best decisions for our food budget. And this works for me because I'm not a big online browser, so when I'm shopping online, I will usually only search for what I'm looking for and then I move on. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Before you leave, don't forget to like and comment, and also subscribe if you like personal finance and you want to see more videos like this. I typically post every weekend and sometimes during the week. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.